This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Diseases that are spread from one person to another, either directly or indirectly, are referred to as infectious diseases. These diseases are caused by germs, which are either bacteria or viruses. Therefore, an infectious disease is an illness that arises from the transmission of an infectious agent or toxic product from an infected person, reservoir, or animal to a susceptible host in either a direct or indirect way through an intermediary organism, the host. Communicable diseases involve dealing with a myriad number of pathogens while preventing or controlling their infectious nature and levels, since every pathogen poses a certain level of threat to the public. Limited and available resources must be allocated for research, surveillance, vaccines, and other varying activities, which in return requires giving priority to some of the communicable diseases over others. Therefore, it is inevitable for public health experts not to give more priority to some of these diseases over others. For instance, if there is an outbreak of smallpox or Ebola, there is a great need to circumvent these diseases because they are very contagious, and their health threat levels are a bit high as opposed to such diseases as the common flu. In the case of Ebola, the infected ones have to be taken into solitary confinement because the disease poses a greater health risk both in terms of the level of spreading. After all, it is both water and airborne, and upon infection, the patient may suffer death within 48 hours. Another reason communicable diseases differ in terms of priority is natural or man-made disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and civil wars. Priority is determined to change upon such calamities. For instance, in the case of floods, there is a likelihood of outbreaks of waterborne diseases such as cholera. In case of war, there is a likelihood of increased refugees in neighboring countries who may suffer malnutrition and are susceptible to both airborne and waterborne infections. Cross-border immigration also gives rise to infectious diseases like SARS. Hence, there is a need to prioritize the control and prevention levels for these diseases upon the occurrence of the calamities. Priority levels among communicable infections are normally classified in terms of the likelihood of disease outbreaks during natural disasters, hurricanes and droughts, or man-made disasters, civil wars. Such considerations call for timely, effective, and coordinated measures. Some of the compelling issues that public health experts consider when it comes to outbreaks and the priority levels of communicable diseases are the change in disease patterns, malaria and yellow fever, changes in vulnerability levels such as increased immigration or urbanization which may give rise to outbreak of diseases like SARS and Ebola, further increased spread of neglected diseases, cholera, guinea worm, leprosy, high morbidity as well as mortality from delayed epidemic detections. In response, diseases like dysentery, meningitis, emergence and spread of new pathogens as well as diseases, Nipah, bird flu and SARS, and persistence of diseases that are targeted for eradication purposes like polio. Although effective prioritization may be hindered due to varying factors like lack of a definite measurable criterion for the importance of a disease in terms of health public and also due to lack of adequate data on the cycle and prevalence rates of some pathogens. The level of inadequate predictions of natural disasters as well as man-made disasters can hamper the prioritization levels as well. Therefore, there is a need for public experts to be equipped with preventive and control strategies for communicable diseases so as to effectively deal with them as they arise, thus arresting them in a timely manner. Did you like this Control of Communicable Diseases sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the database of academic paper examples at ivypanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs.